August 14th, notes on experiment designated X. Experimental subject, myself, James Xavier.
X, the most fantastic experiment you have ever taken part in, presents Ray Milland in his most challenging role since his Academy Award-winning Lost Weekend. X, the man with the X-ray eyes.
Are you all right? It's like a splitting of the world. More light than I've ever seen. Filled with light.
X, the man with the X-ray eyes, tries to help the most desperate in our society and enjoys all the delights of secretly studying sexology.
Headache?
No, it's just my eyes.
A doctor with the power to see what others cannot believe. He can overcome the unknown, save lives, and invade the glamour gambling casinos of Las Vegas and defy the goddess of chance.
Don't draw. Don't draw. The next card's a face card.
Harry, you better go for the sheriff right now.
Push up your sleeve. No!
Welcome to the latest episode of the B Movie Club. I'm your host, Kevin. This week we'll be discussing the 1963 science fiction horror classic, X, the Man with the X-Ray Eyes, starring Ray Milland. Don Rickles is in this bad boy. What can I tell you about it? For those of you joining us for the first time, each week on the B Movie Club, I discuss certain guilty pleasures and forgotten classics of the past. You can go ahead and go to our page on YouTube. That's at KD9575. Hit the subscribe button. It's totally free. Don't forget to go to our page on Facebook, Original B Movie Club, and hit the thumbs up button. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at the B Movie Club. You do that, you get the latest updates whenever I post a new video, any interesting links, any interesting news about the genre, if you will. Do it. You'll thank me for it. Well, you may not thank me for it. You may not do anything about it, okay? You might appreciate it. I don't know. Anyway, good times had by all. This week, X, the Man with the X-Ray Eyes, we're going to be joined with my sister Erin, currently on a European voyage, a journey, if you will, a pilgrimage. She's in Italy right now, hanging out with some of her European homies. So why don't we cut right to her and get her take on X, the Man with the X-Ray Eyes.
Welcome to the international edition of the B Movie Club. Ciao! With me today are Modesto and
Professor Xavier.
Our movie today is X, the Man with the X-Ray Eyes, starring Ray Milland from, I don't know, maybe 63, because I already forgot when I looked that up. Anyway, it is a Roger Corman classic. I'm just not even going to explain who Roger Corman is, because if you're watching the B Movie Club, you already know. Anyway, the story goes that Professor Xavier, that's one of the X-Men, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dr. Xavier, that's our character, Ray Milland, he is doing research on the human eye about trying to see deeper, because you know he's a doctor and he wants to be able to just look. He can't rely on x-rays. So this is the story where he starts experimenting on himself. Poor doctor. And of course things go terribly, terribly wrong. Now, Modesta, what did you think of this film?
So, when I watched the movie, I really liked it. I think it's very profound and a deep idea to see deeper. You know, when the doctor did that big sacrifice to experiment on himself, I think this is amazing. I would never be so brave to do the same. So, I really liked the movie. I really did.
Are you putting in your 2 cents, Doctor?
Movies? I can't even see the screen, the light. It's so intense. My God, I can see beyond the wall. I can see the very fibers, the naked city. My God, the clouds, the people, the bones.
That just about sums up the whole film. I will tell you people that I enjoyed this movie. I really thought it was pretty good. It was freaky, and they have, what the hell is that musical instrument where it's electrical, and they did use it for the Star Trek thing. When I think of old horror movies, I think of that sound. Do it again, Mossy. Love it. The first, I think, 5 minutes of this film is you're looking at a jar of eyeballs. I mean, that says classic. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're right.
I mean, it was the 60s, it was early 60s, so I really expect this to be more of a later 60s, because it does seem like a big old acid trip. Thank you, Moss, but now they see your hairy fingers. Massimiliano is doing special effects for our program tonight. Roger Corman, I know I said I wouldn't talk to you about who he was, but he's the king of the B movies. King of the B movies. I believe, and I could be making this crap up, that he worked with, damn it.
Jack Nicholson?
No, well, he did work with Jack Nicholson, very good, but I was thinking of Ed Wood.
Oh, okay.
Ed Wood back in the early days, and hopefully I don't need to explain. And I don't mean Johnny Depp, I mean the actual Ed Wood, Plan 9 from Outer Space. But like I said, I could be just making this up. This may have come to me in a dream, I don't remember. Now our star, Ray Milland, very successful for Lost Weekend. Oh my God, this is getting too artsy, mossy. Lost Weekend, and
Have you seen Lost Weekend?
I believe I have. It is Alcoholic. Isn't that what it is?
We should redo them.
That would be a good movie to read. Days of Wine and Roses. We can have some beers and watch a whole series of wretched alcoholism films. And what's killing me is I was looking up Ray Milland's bio, and there was a movie that I saw that I really enjoyed. But now, of course, since we're filming this, I can't remember what the hell it is. Later on in his career, he appeared in a lot of American TV programs, The Love Boat, Fantasy Island, with Parker Stevenson and Sean Cassidy in the old Hardy Boys series. But he was consistently working until the end of his days. Okay, we had to take a pause. Dial M for Murder. Ray Milland's classic Alfred Hitchcock film, where he plays the playboy tennis player married to Ingrid Bergman, and plots to kill her to get all her money so he can continue on his playboy way. He found out his wife had an affair, figured she was going to leave him, and he'd be broke. So Ray Milland went from Dial M for Murder to X, the Man with the X-Ray Eyes, and then on to The Love Boat. But everybody was on The Love Boat in the 70s. We're about to end the international edition of the B Movie Club. Do either of my hosts have anything to say?
Vision is too intense.
The vision is too intense.
So there. Thank you very much, Aaron and friends. Okay, good times. A couple of my own personal thoughts. Watching this movie, this was Aaron's selection, clearly. And I'm watching, I'm like, okay, it's science fiction. Is it horror? I mean, it's kind of it's not very a strong storyline here. This guy figures out a way with eye drops so that he can see, has x-ray vision kind of thing. Okay? One death occurs, but it's mainly an accident. He uses it at first. He's able to check out people without their clothes on at one point. Then he's working in a carnival where he can like see into people's pockets and things, like he's Mentalo, the man with the psychic powers. I don't know. Then he goes to Vegas, but can't even play it close to the vest. He's constantly going, I know what the next card is, everybody. And of course that doesn't work out so well. In the end, he has that crazy, like, oh, I can see the powers at the center of the universe or whatever. Is it a horror story? It's not particularly scary. Scary things don't seem to happen. It just seems bizarre. I don't know. Not a fan. Let's just say that. The star, like Aaron said, Ray Milland, did a lot of things. After this movie, however, and well into the 70s, some films that Aaron did not remember, but are personal favorites of mine. You've got The Thing with Two Heads. Okay, he plays a racist, and they attach his head onto Rosie Greer, former defensive lineman for the LA Rams, and they have their wacky adventures. You remember that one. We talked about that at the B-Movie Club before. And of course, Frogs. Hey, where he's out in the swamp and all sorts of his greedy family comes and get eaten by crocodiles and frogs and snakes and things in the swamp. So Sam Elliott is in this one with no mustache. That's a little distracting. He was one of those guys who was a big star back in the day, and then as the 70s rolled on, he started just like, okay, I'm going to do the Charlton Heston route where I'm just going to appear in crazy science fiction things. I got to pay the bills like anybody else, so good times had by all. Not a huge fan, although it currently has 87% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. It was a Roger Corman classic, whatever that means. You'll have to check it out for yourself. It is not streaming on Netflix, sadly. Moving away from whatever this is, we're going to be going to the 80s classic thriller War Games, starring Matthew Broderick, Ali Sheedy, Dabney Coleman. It's an all-star cast. It is streaming instantly on Netflix. Don't forget to send me any favorite scenes, favorite quotes, comments, and questions, and I may talk about it on the show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at the B-Movie Club, follow me on Facebook, Original B-Movie Club, and of course subscribe on YouTube. Let's send it on back to Erin and her homies.
Kiddos, go see it. And now for our out of context quote. Here comes our friend, Mr. Marchetti.
If thine eye offends thee, pluck it out, brother. If thine eye offends thee, pluck it out, brother.
Thank you, Erin. Thank you, all of her hilarious European friends. So thank you very much, and thank you for joining us once again. Next week, War Games, streaming instantly on Netflix. Be well.